Hey, this is Jill Ciminillo with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and this week Tim Esterdahl and I have the unique opportunity to look at an AMG vehicle. We both have versions of the GLE AMG. However, I have the GLE 53 and he has the GLE 63. And while we don't know the exact price difference because pricing hasn't been announced for the 63 yet, we're going to estimate it's between $40,000 and $50,000. So what we want to do in this video is we literally just want to take a look at these two vehicles and say, hey, by the way, is the price difference worth it? Because I'll tell you, I'm driving this GLE 53 and it's pretty awesome. All right, let's start with a brief look at the exterior of the GLE 53 AMG. And yeah, you do have some AMG badging right there on the grille. And as you come around to the side, I'm going to say the profile of the side is going to be pretty much the same. But where I think you're going to have some of the major differences are going to be on the wheels, with the brakes, the brake calipers, and actually the wheel covers themselves. So pay attention. I think this is going to be one of the big markers to tell you that you have a 53 versus a 63. You come around to the back, you have the AMG badging, and you have your GLE 53 badging, and then you have a quad exhaust with the AMG stamped into the exhaust tips. So, all right, that's the GLE 53 AMG. Let's take a look at the 63.
Thanks, Jill. So let's check out my AMG. And of course, when I go to film this on the day I have, battling a cold, and it turned cold and nasty outside. So I'm going to go hop out and show you this twilight blue metallic exterior. And I have some AMG packaging as well and driver assistance. And so we will take a look at that the best I can, and hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to talk loud. So let's go ahead and go. Okay, this is my AMG I have this week, the 63. As you can tell, it's twilight blue metallic, and the lighting out here is pretty actually superb. It looks pretty cool. I have the AMG brake calipers here. I have 22-inch tires. I have a lot more chrome than Jill has. I really like this look better. I'm sorry, Jill. I like this look better than Jill's AMG she has. I just think the chrome accents really pop on this. And we come on the sides, you can see I have the roof rails. And then I have a couple packages and options and things. One of those is a trailer hitch, which is going to be right here. The quad tip exhaust like Jill has, and everything about the same. AMG and GLE 63S. One thing Jill didn't talk about, and we'll talk about now in my video, is storage room. Oh, look at all that. I have my golf clubs and I have some shoes and socks and things. Sorry about that. A little messy back here, but yeah, I could kind of fit one set of golf clubs across. I could probably take this down and fit a couple more, although I will tell you, this right here sucks. I scraped my hand really bad the other day getting stuff out, so be careful with that. And then we have a little spot here that will have some of our fuses, and then we have the spare tire. Should be down below. But so that's the exterior plus the bonus of having the trunk space of the AMG. Let's go ahead and send it back to Jill.
All right, let's step inside the GLE 53 AMG and see what's going on in here. So the first thing is you have that really cool intro graphic going on, and you had the AMG logo pop up on the infotainment system. And when you start it up, you can see that you have a single piece of glass that goes all the way from behind the wheel through the infotainment system. So I think that looks really good. I like how the steering wheel kind of cuts right in between the two. And as like, you can't really see it with the camera, but as the driver, it's literally just bisecting between the two. So there is no disruption of visibility between what's going on here and what's going on here. So they did really good with the spatial relations. Tim's AMG 63 GLE will also have this same system. Now, this specific vehicle has the available carbon fiber package. So this is available. This is not standard. But I think it looks really good. I don't know what the option is other than that, but I'm always a fan of carbon fiber, especially in an AMG or a sportier vehicle. I think it looks really nice. So what else about that. So what else have we got going on? You have some really nice leather seats. You have, you know, the AMG logo. These are sport seats. So you've got some really nice thick bolstering going on. I kind of have to lean around them to get into the vehicle. And I'll be honest, like, they are bigger than I am, but I do like them because I do feel like they are a little bit grippy. And I especially like this right here, you know, the thigh bolster area, because that is also pretty grippy. It just feels like it keeps you in your seat a little bit better. The padding themselves are really nice on these seats, and you've got the strip of the suede. You've got suede surround on the seat. I think it all works, and I think it looks really upscale and upper class. You've got the ambient lighting. I will bet you money Tim's also has the ambient lighting. You can even see it in the cup holders. It comes around here. And I thought it was a little bit aggressive at night, I'll be honest with you. When I was driving and like looking out of the windshield, it kind of like reflected up on the glass. So if I were really thinking about it, if I were going to own this vehicle, I'd probably dim that down a little bit so that it wasn't as aggressive at night. But it looks really cool when you take a picture or you look at it and you're not driving. Yeah, when you're not driving. So because this is an AMG, you got to expect to have some different drive modes and, you know, some things going on with your suspension and steering and chassis and all that. And so when you hit your drive mode button, so this is the individual button, and I currently have it set up for, you know, dynamic in terms of power, throttle response. I have the suspension at comfort, and then, you know, the AMG dynamics at pro. And yep, the performance exhaust is on and the auto stop start is off. And that's like individualized. So you can, you know, kind of scroll through these things and change what you want that to be. I really appreciated having the suspension on comfort, especially driving through Chicago. There's a lot of potholes and things like that. And I got a kick out of the performance exhaust as well, because it just like goes pop, 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 pop. You know, it kind of, you know, it has that crackly sound that just makes you feel like you're driving a much smaller, sportier vehicle. And I don't know, coming out of an SUV, it amuses me. But at any rate, this is the individual mode. Then you can go through to your comfort mode. So again, you can do it through here, or you can scroll down through this, and I like that. Or you can use your this as well. But I digress. But I did want to say I like the fact that you can deal with this in multiple ways. Okay, so comfort mode. Then you have your preset sport mode, and then your preset sport S mode. And as you can see, like, it changes your performance exhaust and some of the different things depending on which mode you are in. But personally, I like being able to individualize what you want, because then you can get exactly what you want and how you want it. So that is that. And you can see you've got some stuff that changes here. This shows you you're in your individual mode. And you can press that button and it pops up again. And hey, you know what? You could even scroll through using these things. So the more I'm in the Mercedes system, I have to tell you, the more I like it, because of all of the redundancy of the controls. I hate it when somebody forces you to use a touchscreen, forces you to use a touch controller, forces you to do one thing, but this just lets you deal with the car the way you want to deal with it, and I like that. Okay, but I'm digressing from what it actually looks like as opposed to what the AMG 63 is going to look like. We do have this very large panoramic moonroof. I do not have the shade open. Let's step in the back seat and see what's going on in terms of controls and the air vents. Now, let's keep in mind this vehicle here is $86,000. This is an at a base price. This is an $86,000 vehicle. As tested, this is $93,000. And what do we have going on back here? We have air vents. That's it. I can, you know, this is like old school. I can open and close my vents. And you have some USB-C charge ports down there, but you do not have any controls to control your HVAC. You're going to have to depend on whoever is in the front seat to take care of that for you. I don't think I like that. Ooh, The ambient lighting looks cool back here, though. For something that costs $86,000, and this is clearly meant to be more of a family-oriented vehicle. I mean, it's certainly big enough. I want HVAC controls back here. So I'll be curious to know if Tim's vehicle, which costs more than $100,000, we're guessing it's probably going to cost around $127,000. Well, let's see if he has rear air vents. What does it take to get rear air vents in a luxury vehicle?
Okay, so let's look at my interior of this AMG, and it's very similar in layout, except for I have this kind of satin kind of finish here, and I have more of a tan and black combination than her all black combination. You can see it there as well. We have the same center screens, and I, like she points out in her video, I still haven't got quite used to these yet. It takes a little while to figure out what's that going on. It's just interesting touch. One thing we just screwed up on was we said the retail price was $127, which you can see right there, but we didn't realize all these options. So now I have pricing for $142,510, and when we did the video, when talking to Jill about it before we prepped it, we did not have pricing, so that's why we're guessing. But now we do have pricing. That's what happens a couple weeks later. One thing I want to talk about that Jill didn't mention was the wireless charger is right down there. I will tell you though, it gets really hot. That's one of my complaints, is that when I had my charger in there about 20 minutes, pulled my phone up, my phone was on fire. So other brands like General Motors put a cool air vent in there, and I think they need to do the same thing because that gets really hot. I do have the heated cup holders as well, or heated and cooled cup holders. I can decide what I want to do there. The same kind of screen she's got, and then a little bit of storage area, not very much in this, but this is the kind of Napa, I think it's a, what do they say? It's a AMG Mercadio beige black exclusive Napa leather, and that's what this interior looks like there in the Napa leather. So just a little bit nicer materials, nicer finish, nicer exterior, or I think exterior and interior, and that's all included in the price. There's no upcharge for that as far as that interior. So yeah, and then a little bit of suede headliner like you'd expect for a $140,000 vehicle. All right, Jill, yes, I am too in the second row, and you know what? I got more controls. Yeah, you're going to love this. So I have some actually HVAC controls back here. I can control either side. I have dual zone back here, or I can sync it. USB's back there, and the vents there. I also have vents here in the door. I didn't see it in your video. And I have a little bit of like a holder here. You can put like a bag here or something. Interesting. And then I have the nice speakers. They are the Burmeister, I believe I said it right. And I have heated outboard seats. Ambient trim there's, lighting is there, as you saw with Jill's video too. So yeah, I think I just have a much better second row experience than she has in the AMG 53. So if you want your rear passengers to feel a little bit more at peace and at home, maybe the 63 where it's at. Let's go ahead and send it back to Jill.
All right, we have talked about the interior. We've talked about the exterior. We've talked about the powertrain. And since I'm driving, that's what I want to circle back to, because I obviously haven't had the chance to drive the GLE 63. But I will tell you, without having driven it, I don't miss it. And I certainly don't think it's going to be worth $40,000 or $50,000. This vehicle, the GLE 53, is really well powered. I've been having fun pulling out of stop signs, merging onto the highway, passing people. I've been having fun. I would say I've been downright giddy and gleeful, and I especially have been enjoying the burble of the performance exhaust driving down city streets. It's a lot of fun. People get out of my way. But what I want to say is this is enough. This is enough power. Is it all that I want? Maybe not. I would probably enjoy 600 horsepower. Is it all that I need? Definitely. This is amazing. And so while I can't speak to the fact that the bi-turbo V8 is worth a $40,000 or $50,000 increase, I'm going to say for $86,000, this is damn fine. This is damn fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this back to Tim in Nebraska to talk about that bi-turbo V8 engine and how he likes that 600 horsepower.
All right, thanks, Jill. Let's go ahead and put this in sport, actually, race mode. let's check out that 600 horsepower. You know, I don't know. I mean, is 600 horsepower and the bi-turbo V8 really worth it? Well, yes. That's a quick answer to that. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's really nice. This thing just moves. The only complaint I have is, unless you're in sport race mode, you do get quite a bit of turbo lag when you try to hop on it in comfort mode, and so you just have to turn the little dial. What's cool is you can adjust the exhaust and change the caliper or suspension setup. I also have air suspension in this too. I can raise and lower my vehicle too for entry exit, and also can lower it for highway speeds to get a little better fuel economy. So a little bit more features, I think, in the 63 than you had in this 53. Not only is just the better powertrain, you also have the rear seat AV, HVAC systems, you have the air suspension, you have, what else to say, the different interior, the Napa leather, I'm sure this is Alcantara suede. So just a little more features in this than you would, say, in the 53. Is it worth the big price difference? You know, hers was like 87, and then she said with the options is 90 in the early 90s. This with the options is 140, so you're looking at a substantial amount of money. More than 40,000, like we said, actually more like 60,000. No, 50,000. Boy, I'm getting cold. My head's getting done. So I better wrap this up. Is it worth it? I don't know. I mean, you know, a practical guy like me says none of these vehicles are worth it. The other part of me says, you know what? If I'm going to spend the money on something and I want to get the ultimate version of that vehicle, this is what I'm spending money on. You know, this is the one I would buy. The seat's really comfortable, handles really well. I've had a lot of fun, like she has. I'm not giddy wee with fun, but I've had a lot of fun driving this because it's just damn good. So sad to see this one go, but it's on the next one. So for more, check videos over here, website down below as well. As always, for Jill and I, we will see you down the road.